Today, every Magic the Gathering card has to combo with the last card. So the rules are simple. We're going to start off with a card. Then the people in chat, they have to mention that card plus a card that would combo with that card. And that means the new card is the card that everyone has to combo with. I'm going to start off with Angel of Finality. This is a 4-mana 3/4 Angel. It's got flying. And when this creature enters, exile target player's graveyard. I hope this is not too complicated. Now, the reason why we have to mention the card is because if anyone's out of sync with lag, well, then you're just going to be naming random combo cards for a card we did like 5 minutes ago. Okay, we're Toads wants Flicker Wisp. All right, we're going to have Flicker Wisp. So if they're... If that graveyard isn't gone, maybe we could make an artificial rest in peace. Exile your graveyard, exile my graveyard with the flickering Flicker Wisp. 3-mana, 3/1 elemental, flying. When Flicker Wisp enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So now everyone has to name Flicker Wisp, and then a card that basically combos with Flicker Wisp. I'm not going to say you've got people who are slow, but Toads was here first before everybody was here. So so basically, we're going to make it's going to be a show of 1,000,000 2-card combos. Okay, Christopher B wants Flicker Wisp and War Storm Surge. What is going on here? This is a 6-mana enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. That is beautiful. So, I mean, you get the ETB from the Flicker Wisp, but you're also going to get the ETB from the other creature that you could blink at the same time. I really like that. I like that interaction with the War Storm Surge. You know, I never thought about the blinking decks actually abusing cards like War Storm Surge or, what is it, Pandemonium, where they enter the battlefield. So you get value from your ETBs. You also get like tons of value from these damage enchantments. So we're gonna go. Who is the first one here? Warstorm Surge. Argentina has Warstorm Surge with Phyrexian. Is this really a combo? Phyrexian Dreadnought. How do I spell Phyrexian? Hold on. Oh no, I got it. I got it. Phyrexian Dreadnought, 1-mana, 12/12 Trampler. When it comes to play, sacrifice any number of creatures with total power 12 or more, or bury Phyrexian Dreadnought. So you basically made a super lightning bolt. 1 mana. I mean, you can sacrifice the Phyrexian Dreadnought. So you have your Warstorm Surge. 1 mana, deal 12 to you. Is it anything? Any target? To any target. Actually, we can deal 12 to a Kozilek or something. I don't know, maybe Kozilek is indestructible. I can't remember. All right, here's a pretty easy one. Vibrant Toucan with Phyrexian Dreadnought and Stifle. Because this is actually, in fact, I mean, it's a legacy power combo, but it also is like maybe one of the best, if not the best decks in pre-modern. Stifle for a blue instant, counter target activated or triggered ability. So when the Dreadnought enters the battlefield, when it comes to play, you gotta sacrifice, 12 power worth of stuff. Nah, I'm not. You know what? Nah. One blue. I just have a 12/12 Trampler. Thank you very, very much. We got Chris. You got a card already, Christopher B. We're gonna go John, Stifle and Pact of the Titan. Is that really a combo? Pact of, I mean, okay, that is weak. That is such a weak combo. Where's my sound effect here? Okay, for Pact of the Titan is a 0-mana instant. We get a 4/4 red giant creature. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you have to pay 5 mana. If you don't, you lose the game, which normally would be brutal. But we're not going to lose the game. We have Stifle to stop that. So we have a 0-mana 4/4. It's not really actually a 0-mana 4/4. We spent 2 cards in 1-mana 4/4 creature at instant speed. So, I mean, if we can do some surprise blocking, I guess we're getting good value out of that Pact of the Titan. But otherwise, I don't know if it was worth it in the grand scheme of things. Is that going to work? Or do you have to keep paying for this over and over again? At the beginning of your next upkeep, pay 5. That doesn't sound like a combo. That sounds like a hassle with the Isochron Scepter. Okay, that's a combo though. Lord Jeraxus with Pact of the Titan and Hive Mind. Unless there's something to this Isochron Scepter thing that I don't see. I don't understand. Hive Mind is a 6-mana enchantment. Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, each player copies that spell. Each of those players may choose new targets for their copy. However, I don't think they'll be choosing very much because Pact of the Titan, they all get a Pact of the Titan. And then you just pass the turn, and everyone's just going to die to their Pact of the Titan. Not you, because it was already your turn. By the time it gets back to you, you've won the game. Congratulations. Okay, next up, we've got D-Mads. Oh, unless they have red mana. That is true. Or they need enough red mana as well. You could also use another pact if you really had to. Okay, or 2 of them. You could use 2 of them. D-Mads, Hive Mind, and Doomsday. Does that work? Doomsday. So, I've never heard of that combination before. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so for black, search your library and graveyard for 5 cards and exile the rest. Put the chosen cards on top of your library in any order. You lose half your life, round it up. Wow, if I be damned, you probably win from here. Because each player is just going to have 5 cards left, but you're the last person passing the turn. So you're going to pass the turn and somebody draws a card. Wow, that's amazing. Those are like 2 really common combo cards, both Doomsday and Hive Mind. I never heard of them both being played at the same time. That would definitely work. This ain't no group hug show so far. No, it's not. Not at all. Okay, next we've got Bryce wants Doomsday and Glarb. How the hell does that work? Glarb is a 3-mana 2/4 Frog Wizard Noble with Death Touch. I mean, look at the top card of your library anytime. You can play land. Oh, you can play lands and cast spells with mana value 4 or greater from the top of your library and Surveil too. So like, you got your Glarb, your Doomsday. You can, you may play lands and cast spells with mana value 4 or greater from the top of your library. What are you like gonna stack like 4 Shriek Maws or something on the top? Is that like what is that the plan? Or you can also Surveil too to get rid of some cards. So I guess dig for. I mean, I'm sure there's a way of doing this. I just don't know the cleanest victory with Glarb and Doomsday. I don't know what the Doomsday pile is with this particular card. Doesn't particularly make sense to me. Oh wow, those were such good suggestions. Doomsday and Ashiok Dreamrender. That's creative actually. I really like that. Gush goes crazy with Doomsday. Oh, that's right. So you go Gush, draw a bunch of cards, probably float some mana, play some Thassa's Oracles. That'll work. Okay, who else? How do we combo with Glarb? There's a lot of piles. Well, you didn't really suggest one now, did you, Bryce? That's not very useful to the viewers that are trying to learn about the Doomsday Glarb combo. Indiana Jones, Glarb with Miri's Guile. Miri's Guile is a green enchantment. During your upkeep, you may look at the top 3 cards of your library and put them back in any order. I like that, actually. Do you know what? I got screwed by this card many times in pre-modern. It's basically a brainstorm every single turn. It doesn't literally draw you a card, but it certainly feels like it. I always felt like I was way behind. So when you look at the top card, you can always stack a land on the top of your deck. Or I guess not at the top, during your upkeep. So stack a land. The second card from the top of your deck, you're just playing lands from the top of your deck while you're drawing the spells. I really like that. It's pretty cool. So we got Miri's Guile. Mark Butler, if you've got a suggestion, it's got to be, you got to show the current card on the screen plus your card, just in case you got out of sync or something. Argentina, Miri's Guile with Fetch Land. That is too weak. You got to do a little bit better than that, Argentina. Like, I get it. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. We got to do a little bit better than that. Okay, we'll go with Christopher B's Miri's Guile and Countryside Crusher. Countryside Crusher is a 3-mana, 3/3 giant warrior. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library. Now, if it's a land card, put it into your graveyard and repeat the process. Oh, that's pretty cool. So we stack all the lands on the top of our deck, and we can like just put them straight into the graveyard. Dig to the good stuff. Whenever a land card is put into your graveyard from anywhere, put a +1/+1 counter on your Countryside Crusher. It's gonna be a big Axeman, whatever the hell this guy is. Looks like something out of Mad Max, to be honest. Lord Magicus, you gotta name the old card plus the new card. Plus, you gotta be quick on the draw. For anyone who has slow internet, you gotta refresh. Also, there's like a button at the I think at the bottom left of the live screen. If it's like red, you're live. If it's gray, you might be behind. You have to click to be live, or it's like to be right there at the cutting edge moment. And if you haven't got a card yet, I will most definitely try to look for you. So D-Mads didn't get a no card yet. Countryside Crusher and Scape Shift. This is the loosest use of Scape Shift I've ever seen. It's a 4-mana sorcery. Sack any number of lands. Search your library for up to that many lands. Put them onto the battlefield. Tapped, then shuffle. I guess that will... I mean, yeah... So, I mean, whenever a land is put into your graveyard from anywhere, especially the battlefield, you search for... You can do what? You can then search for a bunch of Lotus Fields. So we sacked all our lands in play. Then we look for a bunch of lands plus Lotus Fields to sack more lands into the graveyard to further push up the value of our Countryside Crusher. Imagine just making a deck out of all of these. That would be hilarious. Okay, we'll get... Lord Magicus, my head mod. Escape Shift into Splendid Reclamation. We have a 4-mana sorcery. Return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Oh, I didn't quite lose anything after all. In fact, we are only gaining from here. You might even be able to play it on the same turn if you have an Amulet of Vigor. Because it's puts all these lands onto the battlefield tapped, right? Yeah, puts it onto the battlefield tapped. Next up, yes, nice one, Lord Magicus. Toads actually had the very similar, if not same combo. Okay, now we got Splendid. This has got a combo with something. Return all land cards from the graveyard to the battlefield. Is there not like a combo just by playing Splendid Reclamation into like a bunch of lands that win? Okay, Vibrant Toucan, Splendid Reclamation, and Wood Elemental. This is so bad. Okay, we've got a Wood Elemental, 4-mana star. As Wood Elemental enters the battlefield, sack any number of untapped forests. Wood Elemental's power and toughness are each equal to the number of forests sacrificed as it entered the battlefield. This combo's pathetic. I also have no idea how anyone's going to combo with this from here. This is part of the reserve list for some reason. Creepy Deku Tree. Very creepy. Nothing combos with the Wood Elemental. Well, apparently Splendid Reclamation did. So, I mean, there's at least one card. Don't worry. You guys are really creative. I'm sure you're going to figure it out. Ooh, Corbinek. Very nice call. Wood Elemental and Balance. Going to bring balance to the force here. Okay, we lost probably all our lands. Maybe most of them. And then we can wipe out the rest of our opponent's lands with balance. 2-mana sorcery. Each player chooses a number of lands they control equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest. Then sacks the rest. Players discard cards and sack creatures the same way. I mean, not to mention, like, you could have ramped into your Wood Elemental with some artifacts that tap for white. And then you sack all your untapped forests, which is all the lands you have in play, and then with your artifacts, pay the balance on balance, and so on. Wood Elemental and donate. Your opponents will concede in shame. Does that even work? Next, we got Indiana Jones with balance and Zeron Orb. A favorite by many people. 0-mana artifact. Sack a land. Gain 2 life. Who doesn't like a little life gain around here? Sack all your lands. Man on the stack. Balance. I got the life at least. You don't get anything. Okay, now what's the... Okay, William wants Zeron Orb and what? Baloth Prime? What's this all about? Wait, wood elemental is a rare? Well, back in alpha and beta, it was a top dollar rare. It competed with Shivan Dragon, I guess. Probably didn't. It's the best thing that like the mana ramp decks for green had. Baloth Prime, a 4-mana 10/10 beast. When this creature enters, the creature enters tapped with 6 stun counters on it. But whenever you sack a land, you create a 4/4 green beast creature token and untap this creature. So we actually want the Zuron Orb to sack our lands to untap this thing and make more 4/4s. And also for 4 mana, we can sack a land to gain 2 life. It's basically a chunky 4 mana Zuron Orb. The card technically combos by itself, but combos better if you have the actual Zuron Orb. Okay, we're gonna take a look at more of these combos and combo all day, all long. But let me tell you where you can buy the combos. It's none other than FusionGamingOnline.com, our Lord and Savior for buying Magic the Gathering cards. Hot singles can be delivered to your area. They ship worldwide. Deal of the week to save 10% off all Secret Lair singles and box sets. Not to mention, do they got the lore? I want to see Lorwyn here. Do we have a Lorwyn picture? No, not yet. They got all the old other pictures. Lorwyn coming soon. But don't worry, you can still pre-order your cards if you're watching this and get all your combo cards. With coupon code Nikachu, get 5% off all your purchases when you're ordering at FusionGamingOnline.com. And it supports, of course, the channel. And we're back to our combo cards. All right, what's combos with Baloth Prime? Is there anyone who did not get a card yet? Raruni, Rockman, Solemnity. Oh, it can't get counters. So, I mean, so Solemnity is a 3-mana enchantment. Players can't get counters, and counters can't be put on the artifacts, the creatures, the enchantments, or the lands. No counters. Now, why does that matter to Baloth Prime? Well, it's a 4-mana 10/10, which is not bad. And it enters with 6 stun counters. That's the downside. But thanks to Solemnity, it's not going to come into play with any stun counters. Also curves perfectly. 3-mana Solemnity, 4-mana Baloth Prime. I never heard of it. Is this a new card? No, it's from Edge of Eternities. I never heard of this card. This looks like it has big jank combo potential. We have Destructus, Solemnity with Dark Depths. Does that works actually? Have I been living in a cave? I never heard of this combination before, even though like this looks so face up. So Dark Depths is a legendary snow land. It's supposed to enter the battlefield with 10 ice counters on it. But when Dark Depths has no ice counters on it, sack it. And if you do, create a Merit Lage, a legendary 2020 black avatar creature token with flying and indestructible. How the hell? I've never seen this pair before. It's interesting. I mean, I'm just learning about combos out of combo cards that have existed for forever. Let's see. You know, Raruni Rockman, that's the common Thespian stage combo. Let's try to get like something unique. Argentina, what's Ether Snap? Argentina from Argentina. Ether Snap is a 5-mana sorcery. Remove all counters from all permanents and exile all tokens. Could be a board wipe in addition to making your own 2020. You're gonna get your 2020, right? Yeah, this will resolve first, and yeah, Dark Depths will in fact do a little triggering around here. A little triggering. Okay, how are people gonna combo with the Ether Snap? I intentionally went for the more jank combo card. Sort of force everybody's creativity. And by the way, this is a great show to have the chat. Oh, where's my chat? Hold on. Where's chat? Where's chat at? Do I just not have the option today? I don't have the option to show chat for some reason. I just don't see it. Is it too late? Yeah, I can't. That's why we don't have chat on screen. Yeah, Judge. Anyway, I don't have chat on screen, but we're gonna have to make do anyway. Saxus Ether Snap with Celestial Convergence. What is this? It's a 4-mana enchantment. Celestial Convergence comes into play with 7 Omen counters on it. The beginning of your upkeep, remove an Omen counter from Celestial Convergence. If there are no Omen counters on Celestial Convergence, that player with the highest life total wins the game. If 2 or more players are tied for the highest life total, the game is a draw. Well, what if I don't have the highest life total? I guess we're just gonna make sure that we plan accordingly around here. We gotta make sure that we have a Zuron orb. Chat disappearing is probably another wonderful new YouTube feature. Probably. Well, this was really a feature of my it was a feature of my stream client, but it like disappeared right now. That's okay. Well, it'll be back one day, 100%. Next up, we got Hexenor. Well, Celestial Convergence with Illusions of Grandeur. Does that work? I don't get it. I don't get it. You're gonna have the 20 life. Or you're gonna have the 20 life when it comes into play with 7 Omen counters on it. So you have 7 turns. You gotta stay alive with this card. Because this is a 4-mana enchantment. Cumulative upkeep of 2. So like at the turn that you win, you probably have to pay like 14 mana. When Illusions of Grandeur comes into play, gain 20 life. When it leaves play, you lose 20 life. Okay, I'll let that fly, but that is so bad. This is a very bad combo. I suppose you wait 6 turns, then play. Oh yeah, I guess you could do that. That's probably the best way to do it. You know what? That actually makes a lot of sense. I didn't think that through. If I was actually in a game, I would probably never do that. But it is still a very slow combo. It's so incredibly slow. Hexenor's got so you play this combo. Cast Illusions on the last turn of Celestial Convergence. I also have a feeling this is not even the best card that like gains you life in that situation. But maybe it's the single best life gain spell that exists. Okay, let's go. This sounds so jank. Grandeur and Snowfall. This is not combo. It just delays the inevitable. Like it has like a weird interaction, but I don't even think it doesn't go anywhere. So Snowfall, like your snow-covered islands can add double blue to pay for cumulative upkeep, which would pay for Illusions of Grandeur, but like it just keeps it in play, but doesn't actually do anything. It's not trying to progress the game to a winning position, I should say. There's a lot of love for Illusions and Lich. Why Lich? We need the Lich. The Lich above all Liches. So quadruple black enchantment. As Lich enters the battlefield, you lose life equal to your life total. You don't lose the game for having 0 or less life. If you gain life, draw that many cards instead. That is sick. We're going to draw 20 cards. Whenever you're dealt damage, sack that many non-token permanents. If you can't, you lose the game. That's okay. That's a risk I'm willing to take around here. And then, of course, when it's put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you also lose the game. Well, that's not going to happen, because I use positive thinking. The power of positive thinking. My opponents are not going to beat me so easily. I'm not so stupid. Well, at least draw my 20 cards before I lose. Okay, what do we got here? Voltland, Lich, and Starving Revenant. If you haven't got a combo yet, just say NCY. Today we can say that means no combo yet. Starving Revenant is a 4-mana 4/4 Spirit Horror. When Starving Revenant enters the battlefield, surveil 2. Then for each card you put on top of your library, you draw a card and you lose 3 life. Descend 8. Whenever you draw a card, if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So this enters the battlefield, you surveil 2. Then for each card put on top of your library, you draw a card and you lose 3 life. You don't lose the game for losing life. I don't get it. Whenever you draw a card, if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, target opponent loses 1 life. Oh! So when we gain a life, we get to draw a card. And every single time we draw a card, it triggers this thing. Oh, and so it's basically almost infinite win con. Well, okay, Gain 1 life. Does it say, hold on, is there a maximum amount of life I can gain? If you would gain life, draw that many cards instead. So we need more cards in our deck as we gain life than our opponent has a life total. And then we win. Cool. Okay, Starving Revenant. Kefka, Court Mage from Saxus. This looks like a clown. This is a 5 mana, 4/5 human wizard. Whenever Kefka enters or attacks, each player discards a card. Then you draw a card for each card type among cards discarded this way. Then for 8 mana, each opponent sacrifices a permanent of their choice. Transform Kefka, activate only as a sorcery. So when each player draws a card, then you draw cards. Is this thing like whenever you draw a card, if there are 8 or more, they lose life? Then you draw a card for each card type among cards discard this way. What's going on the backside? Flying, whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, you draw that many cards. There we go. There we go. They lose life, we draw cards. We draw, and then when we draw cards, they lose life. When we draw cards, they're gonna lose life. It's the backside. It's a clown show. How do we okay, so really we need to be actually comboing. Well, I guess we could combo from either side of this thing. It should be a clown. It's not a clown. Wow, not a clown. Human wizard. You know what? Clowns are, I mean, they're like magicians. I mean, they're the closest thing in the real world to a magician, outside of an actual magician. Okay, we've got Kefka into... you gotta be more specific. There's a lot of Nivs. There's a million Niv Mizzets. Kefka into Shieldred? Okay, I know there's a lot of Shieldreds, but I think I know which one you're talking about. Shieldred the Apocalypse, because whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life, and whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. So whenever an opponent loses life, we're going to draw that many cards. They lose life. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. But then it ends, right? It's like a really good interaction, though. Boom, boom, boom. What do we got? Whoops. A lot of people have great okay, we'll get Gillum. Oh, sorry, Gillum. We're on Shieldred now. Refresh, Gillum, refresh. Indiana Jones, Shieldred, and Necropotence. Such a frustrating way to lose the game. I hate losing like this. Oh, I need a better Necropotence. I hate this picture. This one, this is my picture. The Skullman. Black, black, black enchantment. Skip your draw step. Now, if you would discard a card from your hand, remove that card from the game. Pay 1 life, remove the top card of your library face down. Oh no, this doesn't work. I think you mean Necrodominance here. Like, well, because this doesn't technically draw cards. It puts them into your hand from outside the game. Yeah, Necro doesn't draw cards. Okay, I think you mean... We're going to fix it. Necrodominance. Because Necrodominance does draw cards. Triple black. Skip your draw step. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay any amount of life. And if you do, draw that many cards. Which then, of course, combos with our Shieldred. Because when we draw cards, we're going to gain a bunch of life, which can be used to draw more cards. Your maximum hand size is 5, and if a card or token would be put into your graveyard from anywhere, poof, it's exiled instead. It's gone. Oh, I forgot the fine print. You know, it's good that you just didn't go to your play group or game store with this combo, and they'd be like, that doesn't work. It's a fair Necro. Yeah, fair Necro. It's fair Necro, except it has more combos to it, and it's legal, which in some cases makes it less fair. Very, very unfair, I would say. Okay, Necrodominance with Cosmogoyf? What the hell? 2 mana for a star, 1+ star. This creature's power is equal to the number of cards you own in exile, and its toughness is equal to that number plus 1. Do we not get graveyards? Card or token we put into your graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. So you could, in theory, just draw a bazillion cards, go to your discard step, and then boom, big Cosmogoyf. Deal with it. Okay, who wants to combo with? There's combos with Cosmogoyf because I recently just lost to it. I recently lost to a Cosmogoyf combo in Modern. So jank, but whatever, it worked. T-Mad's trying to bring it back to Necropotence. You know what? Let's not. Or did you get a card yet? Oh, you have Cosmogoyf and Serum. There we go. Serum Powder. CSDX with Serum Powder. This is how I got beat by this stupid Cosmogoyf. It was 3-mana artifact. Tap, add a colorless to your mana pool. Anytime you can mulligan and Serum Powder is in your hand, you may exile all the cards from your hand, then draw that many cards. Yeah, seriously. So they would Serum Powder and so they would mulligan with the stupid Serum Powder, exile their hand, and then they would have a gigantic turn to Cosmogoyf. It's just crazy. It was just the most wildest combo I played online in a very, very long time. Because I don't see them as jank in Modern anymore. There used to be a lot of jank decks that people like to experiment with, and now they're just completely power crept out of the game. But this Cosmogoyf deck, I guess it's got some legs to it. And you know what? If you want to play that sort of deck, I can tell you how you do it. You do it with none other than Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. For the digital client Magic Online, so you can play on Magic Online 24/7, well, almost 24/7, except for the times that they have to do some system-wide server updates. But you can play every format and any deck that you want, including that Cosmogoyf deck. Rent using my coupon code Nikachu_58V for 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription. And we get back to our combos. Our beautiful, beautiful combos. Okay, well, how do we combo with Serum Powder? Is there another deck that plays Serum Powder? In what way does that combo? It adds cards into exile very easily. So let's say you have a hand with Serum Powder in it. You just automatically mulligan it, and there are 7 cards in exile. And then you can do that a few times, and you can end up my opponents had these 14 or 21 Cosmogoyfs. I think there was other cards that also helped get them cards in exile, but Serum Powder was a big boost. Really, really helped. Okay, I got Beefy Taco, Serum Powder, and Slime Against Humanity. This is a 3-mana sorcery. Create a 0/0 green ooze creature token with trample. Put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is 2 plus the total number of cards you own in exile and in your graveyard that are oozes or are named Slime Against Humanity. A deck can have any number of cards named Slime Against Humanity. Unfortunately, a deck cannot have any number of Serum Powders in it, but it is definitely an interaction to help boost up your Slime Against Humanities. D-Mad, Slime Against Humanity, and Spelltwine. Spelltwine is a 6-mana sorcery. Exile target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard, and target instant or sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard. Copy those cards. Cast the copies if able without paying their mana cost. Exile Spelltwine. Is that really combo? Oh, you want to play this? Oh, you want to play this card? Insert a sorcery card. Copy those cards so we get more copies of Slime Against Humanity. Plus they exile them? Okay, whatever. Seems loose. Very, very loose. The opponent's graveyard? Exile target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard and target instant or sorcery card from the opponent's graveyard. Copy those cards. Cast the copies. Exile Spelltwine. We get an ooze token. Seems like a very loose combo. You basically doubled and marginally improved your tokens from the Slime Against Humanity. Okay, but Spelltwine is up to bat. Kono doesn't have a card yet. Pull from Eternity. Isn't it like a card that brings cards back from exile? Instant. Put target face-up card that's removed from the game into its owner's graveyard. Exile target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard and target instant or sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard. Copy those cards. Cast the copies if able without paying their mana costs. What? What does this do? It's just so that like you put your card that you wanted back into your graveyard. Oh, that you like spell twined. This is like another very loose combo. These combos are getting worse. Alright, maybe I'm missing something, I guess. Yisa says, new show idea. Every MTG card counters the last card, but no counter spells allowed. That is banger. I like that. Okay, I'm immediately putting that into my calendar somewhere. Each magic card counters the old one. No counter spells allowed. Okay, it's scheduled. Probably for the 29th. I like that idea. You bring back the spell twine. Oh, spell twine gets exiled. Still, it's this is very, very loose. Super, super loose. Okay, next up, we've got, do we have a pull from eternity combo here? You're gonna pull from eternity, but it only puts it in your graveyard. Time spiral, that can't be of any use. It's not that great. Temperance, maybe it's a flashback thing, so you can cast a card 3 times. Oh yeah, pull from eternity can definitely bring back some flashback cards. There's gotta be something good that you can put into your graveyard, though, from exile. Okay, what do we got here? Do we have anything? Something useful. Putting time spiral in your graveyard does not sound that useful. Pull from eternity. Or do we get stuck? We pulled a problem from pull from eternity. Pull from eternity, path to exile your own creature. Nah, it's weak. It's very, very weak. This is also weak. You're just putting a creature. It goes into the graveyard. From removed from the game back into the graveyard. It's gotta be something like it's gonna trigger it or something. There's a card. Oh no, I don't know if it's a card actually. So it's got like, try to think of a card that maybe like triggers if it's put in the graveyard from anywhere. You know what I mean? Repeated flashback card. No one's even mentioned a flashback card. Burning Wish. I don't think that's even a card that you want to put in there. Kano's like, you didn't end the show. There's cards. Like, there are some very good, useful cards to have in the graveyard, but like nobody's naming anything. Okay, Christopher B, the OG Kozilek. I don't even know how that got into the okay, Kozilek will do something. I believe it's this one. Okay, Kozilek, Butcher of Truth. 10 mana, 12/12. When you cast the spell, you draw 4 cards, Annihilator 4. But when Kozilek, Butcher of Truth is put into a graveyard from anywhere, its owner shuffles their graveyard into the library, so it resets your graveyard into your deck. So if you've lost any cards, you got them back. That was an excellent suggestion. Christopher B basically pulled us from out of eternity back into the show. So now we've got Kozilek, Butcher of Truth. Does this combo with anything? Probably. Mark Butler, you gotta name the old card with the new card. That's how it works. So I know I'm pretty sure you're talking about Pull from Eternity, but lets me know that you're up to date with what's going on. Also, make sure everyone you're refreshing your browsers so that you're also up to date. Okay, Leslian with no card yet. Kozilek with Wan Shi Tong. Oops, that's I put Tang. Wan Shi Tong. I'm assuming all-knowing. Yeah, all-knowing. So this is a 5 mana 4/4 bird spirit flying. When it enters, target non-land permanent's owner puts it into their library, second from the top or on the top. Target non-land permanent's owner. Are you going to put your Kozilek back in your deck? Whenever one or more cards are put into your library from anywhere, create 2 1/1 colorless spirit creature tokens with this token can't block or be blocked by non-spirit tokens. So I guess the idea is by putting the Kozilek back into the deck, we're going to recast it, and we're also going to draw another 4. Beautiful, delicious 4 cards. All right, we need to Mon-Fri. By the way, sneak attack is usually the most. I mean, it is a combo, but most of the Eldrazi sort of suck with sneak attack, just because you don't get the cast trigger, which most of the Eldrazi's are very good for. So now the next card we got a combo with is the Wan-Shi Tong, all-knowing. It's an owl. It knows if you've been naughty or nice. In fact, maybe it relays all that information to Santa Claus. Do you think Santa Claus has a spy network all over the world? No, this owl's paying attention to you. John, Wan-Shi Tong, and Jotun Grunt. This card? Is it Jotun? No, I know you're talking about. What's the Grunt card? Something Grunt. Oh, I couldn't look at it because it's stupid. Ooh. Anyways, a 2-mana 4/4 cumulative upkeep. Put 2 cards from a single graveyard on the bottom of their owner's library. How does this combo with this card? Target non-land permanent's owner into its owner's library second from the top. Put the top cumulative upkeep. Put 2 cards from a single graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. I don't see the combo, to be honest. I'm gonna disqualify this one. I just don't get it. When more cards are put into a library, it's when cards are put into the library, this thing triggers, but not putting into the This one, it's like cards go from graveyard. Oh, it goes on the bottom of the library. It's just say anywhere. When one or more cards are put into a library from anywhere. Yeah, okay, that works. Cool. That does work. Reading the card explains the card. Reading the card twice. This is an unusual interaction. This is very unusual. This is a very Magic the Gathering magic interaction. But I didn't put the pieces of the puzzle together. Okay, we have Jotun Grunt now. Each age counter can be used for a different graveyard. I guess so. Toads, River Song. With our Jotun Grunt. River Song is a 3-mana 2/2. Meet in reverse. You draw cards from the bottom of your library rather than the top. Oh, that is pretty sick. So you basically put cards on the bottom and you're immediately going to start drawing them. Oh, no, you have to be careful. No, yeah. So you upkeep, you move cards from your graveyard to the bottom of your deck, and then you're going to draw them immediately with River Song. Spoilers, whenever an opponent scries, surveils, or searches their library, put a +1/+1 counter on your River Song. Then River Song deals damage to that player equal to its power. Moving along now. I'm going to keep an eye out for you, Gillum and Felicia. Let's get one from Old Boy, River Song and Brainstorm? Draw cards from the bottom of your library. Does that help? I don't understand. You're just going to draw and then put them... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Let's look at Brainstorm. Let's see how it's worded. So draw 3 cards and put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library. So basically, we're drawing. So basically, okay, so it basically turns this into Ancestral Recall. That's insane. Because we're going to draw 3 cards from the bottom of our deck. Then we literally just put them back on top instead of on the bottom where we're going to draw from. And so we're just going to keep getting fresh cards. Very, 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 very close. You don't keep all 3 cards, but so the problem with Brainstorm is usually you draw 3 cards and you have to put 2 cards back on top, and then if you don't have a shuffle effect, well, you're just going to redraw those cards, so it doesn't matter. In this case, we draw 3 cards, and we put 2. It's like we're putting 2 cards on the bottom of our deck instead of on top of our deck. It's basically how it's working. Okay. Mr. DC. Doesn't have a card yet. Brainstorm and Ureni. The Song Unender? The hell does that mean? This is an 8-mana 10/10. It's a dragon. Flying protection from white and from black. When Ureni enters, it deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers your opponents control, where X is the number of lands you control. What does that have to do with anything with Brainstorm? White protection from black, it deals X damage divided as you choose. There's nothing to do with it. Disqualified. Wrong Ureni. Oh, is there another? Oh, is there another Ureni? Okay, hold on. There's 2 Urenis? I guess it's this one. The Ureni of the Unwritten. The story hasn't even been written yet. This is a 7-mana 7/7 flying trample. When Ureni enters or attacks, look at the top 8 cards of your library. You can put a dragon creature card from among them onto the battlefield and put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So the idea is we're going to stack our top of our deck with dragons. I don't even know if you need it. Do you really? I mean, okay, I guess you could put 2 dragons on top. So you have 8 mana. You like Brainstorm. It's like you're not. Yeah, I guess, yeah. So you Brainstorm, you put 2 dragons back on top, play Rennie, and you're guaranteed like 2 dragons. This is one dickly looking dragon. What the hell does that mean? Very dickly looking dragon. Okay, we got Temperance, Ureni with Airbender Ascension. I hope this is the right Ureni. Airbender. Not the old one. Airbender Ascension, a 2-mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, airbend up to 1 target creature. I don't even know what that means. Can't remember what airbending does. Whenever a creature you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, if this enchantment has 4 or more quest counters on it, exile up to 1 target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. So this is pretty cool. So, okay, so you play your Ureni the Unwritten. Ideally, you get 3 dragons out of it. That's going to immediately tick the Airbender Ascension up to 4 quest counters, and then you can keep looping by blinking your Ureni every single turn. Yeah, exile and enter. Get all the dragons out of your deck. 1 blink at a time. Next, who do we got? We got exile the creature, can pay 2 to play it. Correct. Okay, DMADs. Airbender Ascension and Aang. Oh, did they have combos within the set already? Combo and sealed. Aang Airbending Master, a 5-mana 4/4. Human avatar ally. When Aang enters, airbend another target creature. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control leave the battlefield without dying, you get an experience counter. When they leave the battlefield without dying. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white ally creature token for each experience counter you have. This. Okay, so we're going to gain experience, and then we make a 1/1 for each experience token. But as more creatures enter the battlefield, right? So when a creature enters, put a quest counter on this thing, which then. How does this work? When an enchantment enters, airbend up to 1 target creature. When a creature you control enters, put a quest counter on the enchantment. Huh? Each experience counter. How does this work? The beginning of your end step, if this enchantment has 4 or more quest counters, exile a creature. What are we even exiling? This thing? To just keep airbending stuff? I'm confused. Johnny Katz is like, man, I'm feeling the safe haven again. Does this make any sense to anybody? He enters and blinks another creature. All right, I'm just gonna trust. Gonna trust chat. No one's disputing it. Okay, Felicia, Aang, Airbending Master, and another round. Is that in reference to like a drink? Get a bunch of experience counters. Oh, this is not. I feel like we're playing Minecraft all of a sudden. This is a 3-mana XX sorcery. Exile any number of creatures you control, then return them to the battlefield under their owner's control, then repeat the process X times. It's crazy. The super blink card. A blast off. Blast off. You know what they say, blast offer. Who says Felicia stole the suggestion? You know, great minds think alike. Think very much alike. Well, now how do we combo with another round? Thanks for the explanation, Temperance. We can exile 1, recast for 2, airbend, recast for 2, make a ton of counters. I guess I just have to see the combo in actions would help. Pennies with Thragtusk. Just big value. Okay, remember. Okay, another round. Exile any number of creatures you control, then return to the battlefield under your control. Then repeat the process X times. That's pretty good with right. Are we gonna get a green beast for each time? I just don't know how I don't know how the rules will work, because certainly. Well, yeah, I guess it will work, because like the card wouldn't be worded as it would if you wouldn't get the ETBs and the leave the battlefield effects. So Thragtusk is a 5 mana 5/3 ETB. You gain 5 life, which is a lot of life, and then when it leaves the battlefield, you get a 3/3 beast token. This actually is a perfect card to actually blink over and over again. We're just heading into the blinking loop. The loop. It's a mysterious zone, the blinking zone. And Hailstone asks, have there been a Minecraft Universes Beyond yet? The answer is no, not yet. I would bet very largely, somewhere between now and 5 years, that there will be. There will probably be a Crocs crossover. And also like maybe a Crocs collaboration on their side. If you like Crocs, they'll probably make some Crocs Magic the Gathering footwear. Next up, let's get... Oh, sorry. We got Mark Butler in the house. Thragtusk and Cradle of Vitality. This is a 4-mana enchantment. Whenever you gain life, which we will! You can pay 2 mana. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature for each 1 life that you gained. That's gonna be a lot of life. We're gonna gain 5 life. Okay, just put on our Thragtusk, which is a bit sad because the Thragtusk is also supposed to die in order to facilitate the second half of its ability. Christopher B says, isn't the conspiracy theory that Minecraft was what Ixalan 2 was originally? You know what? I never thought about it like that. That makes so much sense. Except there was like no zombies. Or were there zombies? There was vampires. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That actually makes a lot of sense to me. If you can blink Gary, that'd be straight up game changer. Well, yeah, it would as well. Next up, let's get Hexenort's Cradle of Vitality and All Will Be One. 5-mana enchantment. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, All Will Be One deals that much damage to target opponent, creature an opponent controls, or planeswalker an opponent controls. It deals that much damage. Whenever you gain life, you can pay 2 mana. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature for each 1 life that you gained. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a permanent player, it will deal... Oh, I see. Okay. So as we put counters on our stuff, we will deal damage. We already... Okay, so here's the key. We already did Dark Depths earlier, so we can't loop it back. We cannot go back to a card that we've already done today. It's got to be new, fresh cards from the beginning to end. Jesus! All be one with the Millennium Calendar. Yeah, unfortunately, we've already done Dark Depths. I think it comboed with Solemnity, of all things. The Millennium Calendar, a 1-mana legendary artifact. Whenever you untap 1 or more permanents during your untap step, put that many time counters on the Millennium Calendar. And for 2 mana, tap double the number of time counters on the Millennium Calendar. When there are 1,000 or more time counters on the Millennium Calendar, sack it and each opponent loses 1 life. So what you're telling me is we aren't even looking to like get to 1,000 counters. We're just getting like whenever you put one or more counters on a permanent or player, we're just going to deal damage. So it is so incredibly likely. This is such a incredible combo. This is crazy. And you can start doubling the numbers of these things early, and then you like eventually at turn 5 play all will be one, and then everyone's going to realize that they're in deep doo-doo. I like that. That's pretty cool. Lord Jarek says Millennium Calendar and the Unwinding Clock. There we go. 4 mana artifact. Untap all artifacts you control during each other player's untap steps. I guess that is one way to quickly build up your Millennium Calendar. Although you do need the mana to keep tapping and activating this card. Otherwise, it is useless. I guess you also just need one of those cards that are like Urza. Urza could work. You can tap your artifacts to activate the Millennium Calendar. D-Mad is mad. The Mickelson Lattice. This is just going to create chaos. Or sort of. 6 mana artifact. All permanents are artifacts in addition to their other types. All cards that aren't on the battlefield. Spells and permanents are colorless. Now, players may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. Does this affect everybody? Untap. Oh no, this is just you. That's crazy. That's actually really strong. Okay, so this is just a one-sided. This is like a one-sided. Can't remember what that blue and that green card. It's a Seedborn Muse. Super Seedborn Muse. Okay, so anyway, we're sitting on Lattice, Mixed Lattice right now. That's a rude combo, Steve Cooper. Okay. Everyone wants Karn the Great Creator. Is there something that's not Karn the Great Creator? Well, at least old boy's going for Karn Silver Golem. Okay, we'll go with that one. Karn Silver. It's a little slightly lesser known card. 5 mana for a 4/4. Is this even good? Pay 1. Target non-creature artifact becomes an artifact creature with power and toughness, each equal to its converted mana cost until end of turn. But it's already an artifact. I don't think this works very well. No, I don't think I'm going to count that. Unless you meant Karn, unless you meant the other Karn the Great Creator. Karn Silver Golem is a well-known card for the first 2 decades of the game. That is correct. Okay, we'll just go with Karn the Great Creator by everyone that recommended it. It was Steve Cooper and Gillum. Karn. I try to get to some fresh combos here. This is a pretty common combo. Karn the Great Creator is a 4 mana, 5 loyalty planeswalker. Activated abilities of artifacts your opponent's control can't be activated, so they can't even tap their artifact lands that you gave them with Mixed Lattice. And also for +1, until end of turn, up to 1 target non-creature artifact becomes an artifact creature. And also -2, you can reveal an artifact card you own from outside of the game or exile or face up in exile. Put that card into your hand. It's gotta be artifact though. Artifact or bust. That is mass. Is base. Well, yeah, it's basically mass land destruction. It's worse than that though. It shuts off all your lands, shuts off your mana dorks, automatically, obviously shuts off your artifacts. So basically, all more mana sources, they're offline except for maybe. No, that's it. I think they're all offline. Everything's an activated ability, and that's just too bad. Were you talking about the... I don't understand how the OG Karn works. Okay, let's go with... How does Karn and Draco combo together? That does not make any sense to me. Like the OG Draco? It's a 9/9 flyer. I don't understand. This is not much of a combo, in my opinion. Lesser mean combo with the liquid metal coating. Karn OG. Pay 1 life, destroy target land. That is correct. Okay, let's go with liquid metal coating. Okay, we got liquid metal coating, a 2-mana artifact. Tap. Target permanent becomes an artifact in addition to its other types until end of turn. So upkeep. This thing cannot be activated or use it or lose it, effectively. And what people used to do is also turn lands into artifacts, and then Karn would turn the land that's an artifact into a creature. Its power and toughness is equal to its mana value, which is 0, which means it died. It was just land destruction every single turn. Anyone with no card yet here? I can't be certain, but I feel like Raruni Rockman has named like Toph the first metal bender and any card. Toph the first metal. How does this work? Or is Toph that like versatile? Like basically anything can work with it. 4 mana, 3/3. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to the other types. At the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. So non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to their other types. They don't gain the ability to tap for mana. They don't gain the ability. So non-token. I don't understand. How does this work? So non-token artifacts. So okay, artifacts that we haven't played like Soul Ring. They're lands in addition to other types. How does that work with this? Or is this just turns into a land? Oh, we're turning some things into artifacts. It becomes a land. Then you can earthbend it, giving it the earthbend effects. Okay. That works. Bit weird, but okay. I've never heard of. Okay, so we have. I'm gonna get. Some people don't have combos here, so I'm gonna get Gillum, Toph and Mindslaver. How the hell did? Oh, so you bring it back over and over again. So you're gonna earthbend the Mindslaver, and it comes back instead of getting, because you're gonna sacrifice it. 6 mana, pay 4, tap, sack Mindslaver. You control target player during that player's next turn, but then it's gonna earthbend back onto the battlefield thanks to Toph. That is a pretty sick combo. Okay, one more. Who wants to combo with Mind? I'm sure there's some combo with Mindslaver. Anyone who does not have a combo yet? Toph and Strip Mine. You are evil. Total evil, Argentina. Big evil. Oh my god, I've never seen that before. And Mindslaver with Emry, Lurker of the Lock. This is a 3-mana 1/2 Merfolk Wizard affinity for artifacts. When Emry enters, mill 4 cards. Tap, choose target artifact card in your graveyard. You may cast the card this turn. But remember, you do have to still pay the full retail price. You gotta have 10 mana. But if you do have the 10 mana, it's gonna work. All right, that's it for today. I hope everyone enjoyed this type of show. It's a lot of fun. And so we all learned a little something. I learned all sorts of new weird combos using like super popular combo cards. Now, if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here weekdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. Oh, I also forgot. I wanted to give people the option to super chat to go backwards to an older card that they wanted to combo with, and then we would start off from there. I guess we can do that next time. People who can derail the show with well, I don't know how well that would work. Anyway, thanks everyone for being here today. People like we got Adaptus, Toads, D-Mads, Mercenary, Hexanort. We got Benny's, Jeff, Old Friend, CSDX. What else do we have here? We have Steve Cooper, Christopher B, Toilet Duck, Bell, Old Boy, and many more. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing those coffees, and we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.